Hey everyone! Euro 2024 is just about to start, so I'm posting my last preview video on it. Today I'm sharing my fantasy football team and my bracket predictions with you. Stay tuned to stay ahead in your fantasy leagues and get the bragging rights with your mates. I'm your host Turgut. Please subscribe to Football On Site and hit that bell button to get all your football content. First, couple of things to bear in mind when playing fantasy football. Number 1, pay attention to dates. Let's say you have both Florian Wirtz and Bruno Fernandes. Wirtz plays on June 14 and Fernandes plays on June 18. You should start Florian Wirtz. Why? Simply because he's playing first. If he doesn't win you enough points, you can just sub him out and sub in Fernandes or any other players on your bench. You can make substitutions throughout the match day. The same goes for captains. You can change your captain throughout the match day. Number 2, make sure that you spread your players throughout the match day. What does it mean? Say you have both players who are only going to play on June 14 and June 15. If they don't win you enough points, well, then you have lost the chance to sub them out for players who may have won you points on June 16, 17 and 18. Number 3, never choose two goalies playing on the same date. You would just lose the chance to sub out the goalie who has not performed well. You will lose points. Number 4, take advantage of heavy favorite versus the underdog matchups. Look at match day 1. Italy is playing Albania and it would be a massive surprise if they don't win this game. So it would only be logical to buy more Italian players into your team on match day 1. You can always transfer them out in the following match days. Number 5, be strategic with your wildcard and limitless chips. Plan the usage of these chips in advance. I'm definitely going to use my wildcard chip in the knockout stage, simply because there are always upsets and underdogs beat favorites and you just can't plan for that. I'm leaning towards the quarters. For limitless, I'm planning to use them on match day 3, because after match day 2, we'll have a more idea about which teams are desperate to win and which teams are more likely to rotate. Okay, without further introduction, this is my fantasy team. Pay attention to the dates under the player names. As you can see, I've spread my team nicely throughout the match day to make room for substitutions. In attack, Mbappe and Kane were easy choices for me. Both are must-haves. I was torn between Ronaldo and Lukaku for the third attacking position, but Lukaku costs 1 million less and it was a deciding factor for me. Otherwise, I would have a bunch of 4.5 million defenders, which is not ideal at all. You want some attacking threat from your defenders too. Still, I feel very good about this attack. Two of my midfielders, Foden and Wirtz, actually play as attackers for their national teams, and that is always a good advantage to have for your fantasy team. Bruno Fernandes, who has scored 6 goals and made 7 assists, is also in a very good form, and crucially, all 3 of them are playing for favorites, so you can expect them to score goals and make assists in the group stage. My 2 other midfielders, Rodri and Jorginho, are more budget options. Crucially, they're both penalty takers for their teams, so we can expect them to score. Moreover, Rodri can shoot from distance, he is a box crasher, so there is a chance that he can get me points for that as well. While Jorginho is not a really inspiring choice, but he's a very budget choice at only 5 million, and honestly for that price you can't really find anyone better. 3 of my defenders are budget options in Mittelstadt, Paes and Gehi. All 3 are from favorite teams playing against underdogs, so my main expectation from this trio are points for clean sheets. Di Marco and Grimaldo are more attacking defenders. I would have loved to pick more expensive options, particularly for Grimaldo, say Dumfries or Theo Hernandez, but you have to make sacrifices to have Mbappe, Kane, Lukaku and other expensive players in your team. For goalies, I'm going with Portugal's Costa and Ukraine's Lunin. Portugal has conceded only 2 goals in the qualifiers and look very solid. Lunin is my budget option, and since Ukraine is going to play weaker teams like Romania and Slovakia, he should hopefully get at least 1 clean sheet. Now finally, my bracket predictions. I have predicted the whole tournament all the way from the group stage to the finals, and I'm going to show you my predicted winner of Euro 2024 just in a bit. For now, let's look at the group stage first. In match day 1, more or less everything goes to as planned. The favorites are beating the underdogs. The biggest fixture of this tour is Spain versus Croatia, and maybe also considered the biggest surprise. 1-1, but not much of a surprise really, because after all Croatia was the semi-finalist of the last World Cup. Moving on to match day 2. In match day 2 we have two big fixtures, Spain versus Italy. It's 1-1 draw. Spain now has only 2 points out of 2 games, not ideal for them. The second major matchup is France versus the Netherlands. France beats Netherlands 3-2 in this proper European classic. In other games we can see favorites beating the underdogs, and everything is going more or less to plan. Now on to the match day 3, the final match day of the group stage, the deciding match day of the group stage. We have a couple of surprises here, proper surprises. Croatia beats Italy and now tops Group B. Netherlands draws with Austria, meaning that Austria ends up second in the Group D. In the other games we can see favorites winning once again. Overall I think Portugal, France, England and Germany all collect 9 points to get the maximum result from the group stage. Looking at our groups, in Group A Germany and Scotland go through. In Group B Croatia is first, Spain is second and Italy is third, but the good thing is that Italy is progressing to the knockout stage thanks for being the best third place team in the group stage. In Group C England collects all the 9 points and goes through together with Denmark. In Group D, another surprising result. France is first, Austria is second, Netherlands only third, but as you can see here, Netherlands is also going through after getting 4 points in this group. In Group E, Belgium has 9 points and Ukraine is also going through after a decent group stage, beating both Romania and Slovakia. In Group F, Portugal, Turkey and Czech Republic all go through, and we're set for a very, very interesting knockout stage. Let's look at the results of the second round. Germany plays Denmark and just edges them 2-1. Expect a very, very interesting and fun game. Denmark is always very competitive in the knockout stages. Spain versus Scotland is the same result as the one in the qualifiers. Spain has just too much quality for Scotland, I think. Croatia versus Czech Republic, it can go either way, but I think we're up to a low scoring game and Croatia edges the Czech Republic on the penalties. There must be some penalty shootouts in the knockout stages, otherwise it's not complete. England goes through, they beat Romania 3-1 quite comfortably, and this is maybe the biggest, juiciest, most glamorous fixture of the first knockout stage. Portugal edges Italy. I think it goes all the way to the penalty shootout, but Portugal is more accurate here. Austria versus Ukraine, again it can go either way, but I think ultimately Austria at this point is a better team and they deservedly go through to the quarters. Another big matchup is Netherlands versus Belgium. I think Belgium is in the period of transition, Netherlands is just a bit better and they edge through Belgium 2-1. France beats Turkey, this is more or less as expected. Now moving on to the quarterfinals. Here, finally, the Euro 2024 starts getting less goals, which is predicted. Going further in the tournament means becoming more defensive, more attentive, and less adventurous. Germany beats Croatia 1-0, probably ends the international career of Luka Modric, but let's see. Portugal beats Austria 1-0, ending the Cinderella story of this very interesting Austrian team. And now, probably the biggest upset of the tournament so far, the biggest favorite, France, are losing to Netherlands. I mean, normally, if these teams play 10 times, France wins most of them, but you just can't expect all the favorites to win all the time. This is a knockout stage, there are always upsets, and if everything goes to as expected, everyone expects Germany, Portugal, France and England ending up in the semi-finals, but that just never happens. There are always upsets, always underdogs winning, and I think this is the underdog winning right here. Netherlands beats France 1-0 to go through to the semi-finals. And the final matchup of the quarterfinals is England versus Spain. England has just too much for Spain. I think it's going to be a great game, 3-2, very high scoring game, but England is ultimately better than Spain at this point. Now on to the semi-finals, where we have two exciting games, two fantastic matchups. Germany is playing Portugal and I predict them to beat the Portuguese 1-0 thanks to the home advantage. Portugal has a great team, many great talented players, but Germany is playing at home, so they have an edge here. In the second game, England is playing the Netherlands, and I think this game is going to all the way to the end, and England is going to beat the Netherlands in the penalties. You may ask, when was the last time has England beaten anyone in the penalties? But remember, Dutch are equally as bad in the penalty shootouts historically, so England beats the Netherlands to go through to the final, where they play Germany. It's a household fixture. Germany versus England doesn't get any better than that for the final, and Germany beats England 1-0. Germany is your predicted Euro 2024 winner. How? Why, you may ask? I think Germany has a great team. They have one of the best goalkeepers in Manuel Neuer, one of the best defenders in Antonio Rudiger, a great midfield with Toni Kroos, who has just come back from the international retirement. You have İlkay Gündoğan. You have, most importantly, two game-changing elite talents in Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala, a great bench with Leroy Sané, with Niklas Füllkrug. Germany can play in many different ways. They have players of different profiles, and playing at home gives them a major advantage here. I've also printed these two wall charts. One of them have the predictions I've just shared with you, and the other is empty. I'm going to stick these two wall charts to the wall behind me and then monitor throughout the Euro 2024 and see if my predictions go right and see if I can predict football well. You can do the same thing and also share your bracket predictions and your predicted winner of Euro 2024 with me in the comment section. And that's it for this video. I've shared my bracket predictions with you, my predicted winner of Euro 2024 with you, and my fantasy team. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, hit that bell button to get all the content about Euro 2024 and about everything football. I'm your host Turgut, and see you on the next one.